Numbers chapter 24. Balaam saw that the Lord was pleased to give his blessing to Israel, so he didn't try to use evil magic as he had done at other times. Instead, he turned and looked toward the desert. He looked out and saw Israel. They had set up their camps tribe by tribe. The Spirit of God came on him. Balaam spoke the message he had received from God. He said, "Here's the message God gave Balaam, the son of Beor. It's the message God gave to the one who sees clearly. It's the message God gave to the one who hears the word of God. He sees a vision from the Mighty One. He falls down flat with his face toward the ground. His eyes have been opened by the Lord. People of Jacob, your tents are very beautiful. Israel, the places where you live are very beautiful. They spread out like valleys. They are like gardens beside a river. They are like aloes the Lord has planted. They are like cedar trees beside a stream. Their water buckets will run over. Their seeds will have plenty of water. Their king will be greater than King Agag. Their kingdom will be honored. God brought them out of Egypt. They are as strong as a wild ox. They destroy nations at war with them. They break their bones in pieces. They wound them with arrows. Like a male lion, they lay down and sleep. They are like a female lion. Who dares to wake them up? May those who bless you be blessed. May those who curse you be cursed." Then Balak became very angry of Balaam. He slapped his hands together. He said to Balaam, "I sent for you to put a curse on my enemies, but you have given them a blessing 3 times. Get out of here right away. Go home. I said I'd make you very rich, but the Lord has kept you from getting rich." Balaam answered Balak, "Here's what I told the messengers you sent me. I said, Balak could give me all the silver and gold in his palace. Even if I wanted to, I still couldn't do anything at all that goes beyond what the Lord commands. I must say only what the Lord tells me to say. Now I'm going back to my people, but come, let me warn you about what these people will do to your people in the days to come." Then Balaam spoke the message he had received from God. He said, "Here is the message God gave Balaam, the son of Beor. It's the message God gave to the one who sees clearly. It's the message God gave to the one who hears the words of God. The Most High God has given him knowledge. He sees a vision from the Mighty One. He falls down flat with his face toward the ground. His eyes have been opened by the Lord. I see him, but I don't see him now. I view him, but he isn't near. A star will come from among the people of Jacob. A king will rise up out of Israel. He'll crush the foreheads of the people of Moab. He'll crush the heads of all the people of Sheth. He'll win the battle over Edom. He'll win the battle over his enemy Seir. But Israel will go strong. A ruler will come from among the people of Jacob. He'll destroy those from the city who are still alive." Then Balaam saw the Amalekites. He spoke the message he had received from God. He said, "Amalek was the first nation to attack Israel, but their end will be total destruction." Then Balaam saw the Kenites. He spoke the message he had received from God. He said, "The place where you live is safe. Your nest is high on a cliff, but you Kenites will be destroyed. Asher will take you as prisoners." Then Balaam spoke the message he had received from God. He said, "Who can live when God does this? Ships will come from the shores of Cyprus. They will bring Asher and Eber under their control, but they themselves will also be destroyed." Then Balaam got up and returned home, and Balak went on his way. Numbers chapter 25. Moab leads Israel astray. Israel was staying in Shittim. The men of Israel began to commit sexual sins with the women of Moab. The women invited the men to feasts and sacrifices to honor their gods. The people ate the sacrifices and bowed down in front of the statues of those gods. So Israel joined in worshiping the god named Baal that was worshipped at Peor, The Lord became very angry with Israel. The Lord said to Moses, "Take all the leaders of these people, kill them. Put their dead bodies out in the open. I want to see you do it in the middle of the day. Then I will be not angry with Israel." So Moses spoke to Israel's judges. He said, "Some of your people have joined in worshiping the god named Baal, that is worshipped in Peor. Each of you must kill the people in your tribe who have done that." Then an Israelite man brought into the camp a Midianite woman. He did it right in front of the eyes of Moses and the whole community of Israel. They were weeping at the entrance to the tent of meeting. Phinehas was a priest. He was the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron. When Phinehas saw what had happened, he left the people. He took a spear in his hand. He followed the man into the tent. Phinehas stuck the spear through the man and into the woman's stomach. Then the Lord stopped the plague against the Israelites, but the plague had already killed 24,000 of them. The Lord said to Moses, "Phinehas is a priest. He is the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron. Phinehas has turned my anger away from the Israelites. I am committed to making sure I am honored among them, and he is as committed as I am. So even though I was angry with them, I did not put an end to them. So tell Phinehas I am making my covenant with him. It is my promise to give him peace. He and his sons after him will have a covenant to be priests forever. That is because he was committed to making sure that I, his God, was honored. In that way he paid for the sin of the Israelites." The name of the Israelite man who was killed was Zimri. He was the son of Salu. Zimri was killed along with the Midianite woman. Salu was a family leader in the tribe of Simeon. The name of the Midianite woman who was killed was Cosbi. She was the daughter of Zur. He was the chief of the Midianite family. The Lord spoke to Moses. He said, "Treat the Midianites just as you would treat enemies. Kill them. After all, they treated you like enemies. They tricked you into worshiping the god named Baal that is worshipped at Peor. They also tricked you because of what Cosbi did. She was the woman killed when the plague came that was connected with Peor. Cosbi was the daughter of a Midianite leader." Numbers chapter 26. The men of Israel are counted a second time. After the plague, the Lord spoke to Moses and Eleazar the priest. Eleazar was the son of Aaron. The Lord said, "Count all the men of Israel. Make a list of them by their families. Count all the men who are able to serve in Israel's army. They must be 20 years old or more." At that time, the Israelites were on the plains of Moab. They were by the Jordan River across from Jericho. Moses and Eleazar the priest spoke with them. They said, "Count all the men 20 years old or more. Do it just as the Lord commanded Moses." Here are the men of Israel who came out of Egypt. Reuben was Israel's oldest son. Here are the names of his sons. The Hanokite family came from Hanok. The Palulite family came from Palu. The Herzonite family came from Hezron. The Carmite family came from Carmi. These were the families of Reuben. The number of men was 43,730. Elab was the son of Palu. Elab's sons were Nemuel, Dathan, and Abiram. Dathan and Abiram were the same community officials who refused to obey Moses and Aaron. They were among the followers of Korah who refused to obey the Lord. The ground opened its mouth, it swallowed them up along with Korah. The followers of Korah died when fire burned up 250 men. Their deaths were a warning to the rest of Israel, but the family line of Korah didn't die out completely. Here are the names of Simeon's sons. They are listed by their families. The Nimuite family came from Nimuel. The Jaminite family came from Jamin. The Jachinite family came from Jachin. The Zerahite family came from Zerah. The Shaulite family came from Shaul. These are the families of the Simeons. The number of the men counted was 22,200. Here are the family of Gad's sons. They are listed by their families. The Zephonite family came from Zephon. The Haggite family came from Haggai. The Shunite family came from Shuni. The Oznite family came from Ozni. The Arite family came from Eri. The Arodite family came from Arodi. The Arelite family came from Arieli. These were the families of Gad. The number of the men counted was 40,500. And Onan were sons of Judah, but they died in Canaan. Here are the names of Judah's sons. They are listed by their families. The Shelonite family came from Shelah. The Perizzite family came from Perez. The Zerahite family came from Zerah. Here are the names of the sons of Perez. The Herzonite family came from Hezron. The Hamulite family came from Hamuel. These were the families of Judah. The number of the men counted was 76,500. Here are the names of Issachar's sons. They are listed by their families. The Tolite family came from Tola. The Pulite family came from Pua. The Jashubite family came from Jashub. The Shimronite family came from Shimron. These were the families of Issachar. The number of the men counted was 64,300. Here are the names of Zebulun's sons. They are listed by their families. The Saradite family came from Sarad. The Elonite family came from Elon. The Jahalite family came from Jaleel. These were the families of the Zebulun. The number of the men counted was 60,500. Here are the names of Joseph's sons. They are listed by their families. The families come from Manasseh and Ephraim, the sons of Joseph. Here are the names of Manasseh's sons. The Machrite family came from Machir. Machir was the father of Gilead. The Gileadite family came from Gilead. Here are the names of Gilead's sons. The Izarite family came from Izer. The Helkite family came from Helek. The Asherite family came from Ashriel. The Sechemite family came from Sechem. The Sechemidiite family came from Shepaniah. The Heperite family came from Hepher. The Zelophehad was the son of Hepher. Zelophehad didn't have any sons. All he had was daughters. Their names were Mahalah, Noah, Hogal, Mikha, and Tirzah. These were the families of Manasseh. The number of men counted was 52,700. Here are the names of Ephraim's sons. They are listed by their families. Shulathite family came from Shulatha. The Becherite family came from Becher. The Tanite family came from Tahan. The sons of Shulat were the Aaronite family. They came from Aaron. These were the families of Ephraim. The number of the men counted was 32,500. These were the sons of Joseph. They are listed by their families. Here are the names of Benjamin's sons. They are listed by their families. The Belite family came from Bela. The Ashbelite family came from Ashbel. The Ahiramite family came from Ahiram. The Shuphamite family came from Shupham. The Huphamite family came from Hupham. Bela's sons came from Ard and Naam. The Ardite family came from Ard. The Nahamite family came from Nephem. These were the families of Benjamin. The number of the men counted was 45,600. Here is the name of Dan's son. He is listed by his family. The Shuhamite family came from Shuhan. This was the family of Dan. All the men in Dan's family were Shuhamites. The number of the men counted was 64,400. Here are the names of Asher's sons. They are listed by their families. The Imnite family came from Imnah. The Ishvite family came from Ishvi. The Berelite family came from Bera. Here are the names of the families that came from Bera's sons. The Heberite family came from Heber. The Machilite family came from Machil. Asher also had a daughter named Sarah. These were the families of Asher. The number of the men counted was 53,400. Here are the names of Naphtali's sons. They are listed by their families. The Jazalite family came from Jazel. The Gunite family came from Guni. The Jezerite family came from Jezer. The Shilemite family came from Shilem. These were the families of Naphtali. The number of the men counted was 45,400. The total number of the men of Israel was 601,730. The Lord said to Moses, I will give the land to them. The amount of land each family receives will be based on the number of its men. Give a larger share to a larger family. Give a smaller share to a smaller family. Each family will receive its share based on the number of men in it. Be sure that you cast lots when you give out the land. What each family receives will be based on the number of men in its tribe. Cast lots when you give out each share. Cast lots for the larger and smaller families alike. Here are the names of the Levites. They are listed by their families. The Gershonite family came from Gershon. The Kohathite family came from Kohath. The Merarite family came from Merari. Here are the names of the other Levite families. They are the Libnite family, the Hebronite family, the Mahilite family, the Mushite family, the Korathite family. Amram came from the Kohathite family. The name of Amram's wife was Jochebed. She was from the family line of Levi. She was born to the Levites in Egypt. Aaron, Moses, and their sister Miriam were born in the family of Amram and Jochebed. Aaron was the father of Nadab and Abihu. He was also the father of Eleazar and Ithamar. But Nadab and Abihu made an offering to the Lord by using fire that wasn't allowed, so they died. The number of male Levites a month old or more was 23,000. They weren't listed along with the other men of Israel. That's because they didn't receive a share among them. These are the men counted by Moses and Eleazar the priest. At that time the Israelites were on the plains of Moab. They were by the Jordan River across from Jericho. The men of Israel had been counted before in the Sinai desert by Moses and Aaron the priest, but not one of them was among the men counted this time. The Lord had told the Israelites at Kadesh Barnea that they would certainly die in the desert. Not one of them was left alive except Caleb and Joshua. Caleb was the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua was the son of Nun.